Very good morning to everyone. Today we are going to discuss about the topic of the basics of virtualization. Uh, Generally, the virtualization, the concept describes about that we are going to experience the computer by operating it virtually. So, how far we can able to experience is it's almost uh, or nearly as described, but not completely or according to a strict definition that virtually means it's not physically existing as such, but made by software to appear to do so. So which means that through the help of the software you can able to experience the way of operating the system as virtually. And then here they just given the images about how we are operating the system to be as virtually. That is a live chat is obtained, and then through chat boot you can able to obtain the virtual part. And then here the images which shown that how we are obtaining the view of a particular image of an bee, of an virtual image of an honeybee, how we are able to visualize through the real one, but we are actually experiencing the virtual only, but here the view made to be as a virtual by experiencing the actual image which you are viewing. So that's what the virtual meaning describing of. And then virtualization is mainly used to emulate, it is an imitate or reproduce the function or action of a different computer, a software system, etc. It is about an execution environment, storage and networks. Virtualization definition, how we are defining is that from a traditional architecture to the virtual architecture. So the traditional architecture which consists of which composite of an application and then an operating system with the hardware. But here we will be having in the VMware, that is to be as a virtualization. We have a multiple application along with a multiple OS will be there. So that will be termed as a word as a virtualization. And an introduction to virtualization. Here in a virtualization technology, the fundamental components of virtualization is about cloud computing. It is in regard to infrastructure based services. However, the virtualization allows the creation of secure, customizable, isolated execution environment for running an application. That is for running an application isolated without affecting any other applications. And then it gives the ability of computer program or a combination of software and hardware to emulate an execution environment separated from that of the host such separated from the one that hosts such programs. And it provides an opportunity to build elastically scalable systems that can provision additional capability with the minimum cost. And then it delivers the customizable optimized computing environments on demand. So in turn, the short way of expressing the virtualization is it has an independent way of executing the OS isolated from anywhere where you are going to operate it. That is a virtualization. We can able to operate more number of operating system through a virtualization concept. And then the advantages of moving to IT infrastructure is here the performance gets increased and computing capacity gets increased. The average end user desktop is powerful enough to meet all the needs of everyday computing. And then PCs have the resources enough to host a virtual machine manager. And then supercomputers can provide an immense computer power that can accommodate the execution of hundreds or thousands of virtual machines. Underutilized hardware and software resources. So here with this virtualization part, how the IT infrastructure will be making use of this is the resources for other purposes after hours could improve the efficiency of the IT infrastructure, and then we can have a separate environment is deployed through the virtualization. So that's what they are concentrating over this virtualization. And then main thing is of lack of space, the continuous need for additional capacity, and then the companies like Google and Microsoft expand their infrastructures by building the data centers separately. And then the condition along with the hardware underutilization leads to the diffusion of a technique called server consolidations, for which virtualization technologies are fundamental. So this about the concepts of the virtualization. And then what are the things you should remember. The thing of virtualization is we can able to operate the multiple operating system through a VMware concept. So from that whatever the application along with the OS which you have been executing, they will be independently running without depending upon the other, so that the resource capacity is flexible with that. Thank you.